in my zone, fire in my bones, so best believe it's on. Sweat and tears I've invested in this game, so I lay it on the line because I come to do my thing, I'm on.
Yo, what's up? What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody is good. Hope everybody is having a good time today. I hope everybody's making this day good. We are here with my man Toro from Pocket Cows, the Pocket Cow Project. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over that real quick. Gonna let my man explain to you about this exciting technology that he has, the exciting tech that he's got going on, how Pocket Cows is kind of changing the NFT space a little bit, and we gonna go ahead and take your questions as well too. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the website. Let me share my screen real quick. Go ahead, you can introduce yourself, Toro, while I'm getting this thing shared.
What's up, everybody? I'm Toro. I'm the founder of Pocket Cows, representing an organic, 100% driven, community-driven project by the people for the people. And I come from a background of dedicating the last 12 years of my life to blockchain development and application. I started from a complete noob, learned my ways through technical analysis, self-taught, coding, being a part of various projects, nonprofits. And it's all led me here. End up switching my major in college to computer IT from business marketing. And I never looked back since. This technology has changed my life for the better. And I hope I can, further the innovation here of Web3 to help others feel the same exact way I feel about blockchain.
Nice. So what led you to create Pocket Cows, Toro? What was your inspiration behind that?
To be honest, I had suffered a really bad rug, and it took a big chunk of my net worth at the time severely. And I had suffered a mental breakdown, and through that point, 11 days without sleeping, without eating, showering, just very minimum self-care, just really just wanted to die. This paranoia just overtook me, and I just started thinking about, like, man, if I'm gonna die here, if this is my last breath, this is my last moments on this earth, and I can't move on, I want to leave something behind to kind of summarize exactly how I feel about the space. And at the time, I just wanted to make a middle finger, a huge middle finger to the space, just a big middle finger that could not be compromised, to kind of share my disgust of the ill manner and the immoral things that transpire within the space. And at the time, I didn't understand conceptually designing this, what I was doing or how big it would be. I just wanted something that could not be compromised. I wanted something that could stand the test of time and could not be scammed, could not be rugged, even by me. And that's what led me to the Pocket Cows. I got up with one of my childhood friends, Joe Sagittarius, known him for more than 8 years now. And he's the actual artist of Pocket Cows, based off a stuffed animal that he won his fiance at the fair, his current fiance. And from that point, it just turned into, it was inspired by, Pokemon, which original name was Pocket Monster. And, we was like, all right, Pocket Cows, a cow that fits in your pocket and can take care of your pockets, and we just wanted to elevate on what collectability is to modern day.
Man, that sounds a little bit like you had some therapy in creating this, and you also was living out of passion too. So you say something interesting to me that I think that I want to kind of go through a little bit. You say that you wanted to create something that couldn't be compromised, right?
Correct.
Even by you.
Correct.
So explain a little bit what you mean by couldn't be compromised, not even by you. What does Pocket Cows bringing to the table where they can't be compromised and they're safe?
First and foremost, I wanted to follow the principles aligned with Bitcoin. Something I feel that, people look at the technology as outdated, but it's still sufficient and sustainable and reliable. So the first approach with the smart contract that we did is we created a smart contract that is mute. When I say mute, I mean that this contract cannot be called upon, This contract cannot communicate with other smart contracts. It cannot actually do anything but function on what it was created to do. So imagine having a baby with no arms, no legs, no eyes, no ears, all the senses cut off, and all it can do is think and process what it was designed to do. And that's exactly what we did with our main smart contract. And then we took it a step further by aligning with a burning mechanism. You know, for a lot of people that don't know, Pocket Cows is the first NFT on any chain, December 15, 2021, that implemented a deflationary model, which means a burning of tokens or a burning of NFTs. And, you know, from that level, that extra layer of security, for those that don't know, an actual burn wallet is created from a null address, NULL. A null address is represented as kind of like a zero. You know, when you look at binary code, ones and zeros, zero is still a number and it has value, though it holds no weight, if that makes a sense. So with a burn wallet, you're creating a wallet that's essentially like a lock without a key, a one-way in, a vault of some sort. The land of never return, limbo. So there is no way to actually hack an actual burn wallet because there is no owner, there is no private keys. It's just noted on chain that is removed from circulation. It's been essentially disintegrated digitally, and
So
that's a great thing.
yeah, so when you um by creating this burn wallet, which you guys call the pasture, right?
Correct.
You guys take them out to the pasture, the
Yeah.
cows. What you're doing is you're taking your NFTs and you're basically raising the value of the NFTs through the fact that they're more scarce, right?
Correct. So every time a cow was sent to the pasture, it's increasing the overall value of the entire collection because now there's less cows in circulation that people can buy, sell, hold, or even send to the pasture to get that benefit that the pasture brings. So yeah, over time, it only cements and kind of stabilizes a set intrinsic value that can only appreciate over time as the collection only gets smaller. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So when I guess when you're sending a cow to the pasture, right? What are some of the benefits that the NFT holder has for sending that cow to the pasture? Because, like, let's say I buy an NFT, right? I don't want to send it to the pasture just for the good of sending it to the pasture, right? Like, I want some benefit off of that, right?
Correct.
So what are some of the benefits that, like, if if I was an NFT holder and I sent one to the pasture, what would that do for me?
Yeah. So, definitely we want to encourage all of our holders to use all the utility to its most potential, and we want to reward them intrinsically in a sustainable way. So, what you get personally for sending at least one cow to the pasture is from that point on, from the moment you send at least one cow to the pasture, anytime a secondary sale is performed in the entire collection, anytime a cow is sold from one person to another, you get a percentage of that transaction. And that happens for life every single time, whether you're sleeping, eating, spending time with your family, traveling. Anytime a transaction on secondary sale transpires, you get a percentage of that. And that alone creates more of an in-house economy of people that want to sustain and build. And we don't frown upon those that this whole term of exit liquidity. We encourage people to take and trade and barter and take the value of what you feel that the cow is worth. But ideally, knowing that even if you sell your cow, a portion of that goes back to those that already have removed cows from the collection. I think this is a perfect unicism of an in-house economy that takes of the people taking care of the people versus relying on a set team of devs or a centralized form of power. We're using a decentralized way of the people actually empowering each other through this method.
Man, that's crazy because you think about it, and right, like you're buying an NFT, so you always have this floor price of what you could, list it for on OpenSea or not. So you already have one source of value for your NFT, right?
Correct.
And then you have this second source of value that you may want to take advantage of depending on how you want to play this game, right? And you may say, you know what, I have, so many cows, I'm going to send so many to the pasture, and I'm going to see the residuals off of that for life, right? Now, there's no guarantee of what the residuals will be, but obviously you're going to see some residuals for life. Man, it's crazy that it's for life, man. I mean, that's big time news, man. And so when you're thinking about this and you thought about it and you said that you wanted to go back to the true meaning of cryptocurrency, back to the roots of Bitcoin. So do you think that this is what you're doing right now? Is you're taking Pocket House right back there in that ecosystem, in that true meaning of Bitcoin with the Pasture and the burns and plus the residual income?
Yeah, it's everything that we aligned to get to this point. We didn't take VC money. We're not aligned with any influencers, no angel investors, no pre-seeding rounds. Bitcoin didn't do any of that stuff. We didn't hoard off a percentage for the team. We didn't hoard off a percentage for a private group to pump our bags. We kept everything neutral and organic. At one point, Bitcoin was 11 cents. On our first year of being on the market, we minted out over 11% of our total supply. We know that over time, if we give intrinsic value and utilization, the cows can only appreciate. They can only appreciate in value over time. Whether it's a fast run or a slow run, it will still be a run. And that's what we're going after. We want to do something that's autonomous, that's outside of the correspondence of me or my team affecting the project or having to upkeep the project. We want something that will outlive us for years to come. And thanks to blockchain, we can do that.
Crypto Lounge is in here, and he said all upcoming NFT projects should consider using this burn mechanism moving forward. So,
Yeah.
do you think that this is something that you're gonna can revolutionize the space and something that you guys created?
Absolutely. Like again, this is not staking for anybody that wonders. This is not proof of stake. This is proof of harvest, POH, and we are the first ones to introduce that when it comes to NFTs, where you're actually using a certain element of proof of burning to harvest transactions in live time. You combine that with even throwing into your smart contracts some enforcements or royalties. Now you're a sole separate entity of all platforms, no matter what happens. So we know that this will become a standard when it comes to NFT collections. We know that this can be a standard that can even roll back over into the DeFi sector, though that's not our job. We're not here to challenge centralized banking in any form or fashion, and we have no intentions of introducing our subsidiary currency. But we know that through these elements of anti-scam measures, reasons for appreciation and innovation, we can create a brand new standard of what people demand from developers from here on out. There you go. That's our other utility right there that you're scrolling on is our video game.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. I was looking at that a little earlier today. So tell me a little bit about the game, man. What's up with the game?
Absolutely. So when it comes to the game, I wanna say that it took quite some time, but it's really a mixture of Pac-Man meets Zelda. So you're seeing as he's going around these corners, these trees, these bricks of wall, these graveyards, all of this stuff. You see that it's kind of like a labyrinth, but then again, we're taking you all over the world, around the world and beyond. As you can see, you start on a barn, on a ranch. You go to the forest, you go to the cities, we even take you literally to the moon in our game. And it's very challenging. It may look easy, but as you can see from that leaderboard drop down right there, it shows the top 20 of our players when you click on that right there. And you can clearly see that our highest score is 1120. And I can assure you guys, this is something that has a lot of hooks in it. You can look up 20, 30 minutes have gone by and you're still trying to crack the leaderboard. And the beautiful thing about the leaderboard and this game is if you get to the number one spot on our leaderboard, if you break the number one spot on our leaderboard by the time of our weekly cutoff period, you get rewarded a pocket cow. And even for a short time only, we're even giving people the choice between the pocket cow newly minted or $100 in USDC. You know, because no matter what, the company is reserving 1,000 cows out of the collection to give back to the community through the video game. So you gotta go ahead.
So in this game right here, obviously this is your guys' game. So the rewards for playing the game and being on the leaderboard is pocket cows or cash, right?
Pocket cows are king to me. Pocket cows are Eve to me, is whatever you want to place the value of this. Some people might just look at this for the first and foremost purpose of it as a collectible. And they just really want to land something rare, because even if you win a cow on our leader or for our leaderboard, you don't know if it's going to be a common. You don't know if it's going to be a rare. It's at random, so it's a beautiful thing that we're doing here. We until we get more guidelines from the SEC, we're not going to introduce a play to earn model where we create some type of coin that pays you over time just by playing our game. We're not here to challenge banking. We're not here to challenge the US dollar or any national fiat. We're here to simply present software for entertainment purposes on chain.
Nice. That's a nice incentive too, because you actually are starting to accumulate NFTs as you climb up this leaderboard, right?
Right. As when you break that leaderboard, it's just like a retro arcade. We want to bring that nostalgia back of gameplay, competition, competitiveness, and the beautiful thing, I see some questions popping up like, no, the leaderboard does not reset. So you're looking at literally the virtual version of Excalibur. It gets harder over time to win a pocket cow because the score is going to go up. You got to understand, we have a set limit of how many cows are circulated. People from all around are going to just want to play this game just off the reputation of how hard it is to place on the top 20. Just the clout level, just the love and ordain of just wanting to be a part of history. And it's going to turn into even possibly a rich man's game, an esport in a sense. Just to get your hands on one of these to compete is going to be quite difficult. The collection is shrinking in size. The game is quite difficult, and you're having key players from all around the world. If you look at the number 1 spot and the number 2 spot, that's a reigning champion from Moldova, Eastern Europe. We're in Japan, we're in Canada, we're in Germany, we're throughout the UK, we're in South America, we're on the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States, and even Canada. We're making a global reach spearhead through organic conversation.
And what's crazier about this is a lot of NFT projects come out and they come out with collections after collections after a collection. So their NFTs become less and less valuable, right?
Correct.
But because you're burning yours off the blockchain, the NFTs that, the pocket cow NFTs theoretically will always hold their value or gain in value because they become more and more rare. So man, this is a project that needs to be looked at, and we're gonna come. Before we get into some other stuff, I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about this roadmap, because what I see on this roadmap is a lot of crossed out things that have been accomplished already. All right. So, I want you to poke your chest out a little bit, talk about what you guys already have done. But I also see some things down in here that we're working on too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In some things that some things that seem exciting. I've heard you talk about the milk NFTs. I've heard you talk about a couple other things that are coming up. So I want to give you a chance to boast a little bit about your roadmap, where you are, where you're going.
Yeah, definitely. So, we first and foremost wanted to be compliant. So we registered Pocket Cows as a S corporation within the United States. We went further, got our Duns and Brad number. We got our tax ID number. We do our quarterly tax reports. We formed a team of skilled developers. We got the art out. We pushed out our own game engine. We're not using Unity or a third party. Everything you see in the game was created in-house. Even to the music was produced in-house. The art produced in-house. The artificial intelligence, the machine learning of the enemy's behavior was built in-house. Everything was built in-house so that we have the option, if push come to shove, we can lease out this technology to raise more funds. You know, we went even a step further. And as you guys can clearly see, we dropped the V2 contract to separate the Pasture from the mute contract, which is holding all the pocket cows operated on. So now that's just another layer of security all on its own. We were the first ones to introduce a burning mechanism on all chain, and that should stand all on its own. You know, what we got here, we did numerous updates. Actually, if you want, you could refresh the website because I want you guys to really get the full on top. And I see the background's not loading up. We got a lot going on with this website, so I can see how that can happen.
Let me I might still have it on dark mode from work.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, look at that. I like that. See,
there we go,
guys.
Yeah.
If NFTs had an award ceremony, we will be nominated for one of the best NFT websites out, hands down. We brought, look, everything you need to know is here. Even if we're not present, we got the how to buy button right there. That acts, when you click on that, that acts like a checklist. And it verifies for you the steps of everything that you need to do. It lets you know if you have a wallet. It lets you know if your wallet's connected, if you have enough ETH to mint. We have the minting tutorial above the mint button that shows you how to mint. You know, we have Q&As. You know, we really thought about everything. We're on multiple NFT marketplaces. We're coming out the woodworks with so much educational pieces. We're family friendly. So now your 6-year-old, your 7-year-old kid can learn how to get a MetaMask. What is a MetaMask? Get Ethereum. What is Ethereum? How to use that Ethereum to mint. How do they get their pocket cow? Where do they see their pocket cow? Look at that. You don't know how to mint? Click the how to mint button. It automatically pops up and explains it in less than a minute.
Yep.
This is an educational tool for people of all ages. If you are new to NFTs, this is a great entry point to get into NFTs. If you're experienced with NFTs, you will clearly see the value that we bring, being that we've been on the market since December 15, 2021. We scaled and minted organically every day throughout the bear market. Every day, 3 mints. If you look at the statistics, we're at 1,183 mints currently. 1,186. That's over the span of 365 days. That's over 3 mints per day. You guys got, and that's throughout a bear market.
So you say you're on multiple platforms. What platforms are the pocket cows on?
OpenSea, Rarible, LooksRare. Those are our 3 main ones. We have some talks with smaller NFT marketplaces to do some partnerships. Shout out to Pi Protocol. That's one on top of our list. We are not on Blur. We are waiting out that war right there. We don't have to do anything or foresee anything right now. So we're just going to wait it out and see who's the top dog when it comes to that. And we're already dropped our paper, are building our own marketplace, NFT Jungle, which we've been sitting on that URL for over a year now. And already the conceptual design is already out, which we put out in our article recently on our Medium. So we got a lot in store, and we still got more on our roadmap to go. You know, you brought up milk. You know, milk is a very, very vital thing in our ecosystem that we're building, because it opens up another revenue stream, another route of source of value. Milk is an NFT. It is not a subsidiary currency. It's a 3D glass of milk that you can only claim by having cows in the pasture. Over a certain period of time, your cow will be milked and you will have a glass of milk. Now, what does that glass of milk NFT does? It acts like an e-game currency in our game once you burn it and convert it in our game to buy power-ups and other skins and accessories that will be introduced later on the road. But its main priority utility is it's a software wallet. So imagine putting a bunch of Ethereum into one glass of milk, your medical records, a whole torrent of movies in a glass of milk, and be able to send it as one token being gassed and taxed on chain instead of a circumference of a whole lot of other values. This is revolutionary because not only does it allow you to compact the value of transferring from peer to peer and decrease the cost of that, but also it acts like a layer of privacy. What do I mean by that? All glasses of milk look exactly the same. And the only way to see in that glass of milk is by being the rightful owner of that specific glass of milk to see what's inside of it. So that alone is going to be something profound that people on the outside will start fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on. And the only way they can get it is from those that have a cow in the pasture and are milking their cow.
So it's almost like you're taking a whole bunch of data, putting it into an NFT format, right? And then being able to share that from peer to peer at a very, very low cost.
Correct.
And
as if it was all simultaneously one token.
Yeah, with a lot of security, right? So I could take all my medical records, throw them in a glass of milk, and ship them off to my doctor.
Correct. And only your doctor will be able to see it, or whoever you designated to receive that glass of milk.
Nice. Just want to take a moment to recognize some people in here while we talk. Hello to Waddy, the crypto hunter, making true money. Space Chick, Crypto Lounge, Keltra. I'm flipping through because I've been kind of neglecting my comments because that's what I do when I get in conversation. But I want to welcome everybody to the stream. We are talking pocket cows today, guys, which is an exciting NFT project for me. It's one that me and Toro happened to be in a space together and met and had some really, really good educational type of talks about crypto. And then when I found out that he was, one of the devs on this particular project, I really started to look into it and really tried to figure out what it was all about. It just grew more and more. It just drew me in more and more. So I had to have him on. And guys, this is just me and Toro talking. This is not paid content. This is me bringing you guys something that I feel so comfortable with that I'm bringing it to you. RJ, how are you? I want you guys to know that too. Crypto Lounge had said something in here. I'm trying to find it about education. In that this is how education should be started at the ground level with projects like this, just laid out like this and started at the ground level. So he's really loving how you're educating people coming down through your website and really narrowing down on that ground level education. So coming from Crypto Lounge, who's real technical, that's a good thing, man. So Space Chick's in here. Crypto Lounge again. If you see any questions in here that you want to answer, Toro, just go ahead and jump in and answer them. But I see some other stuff on here. You have play to win game. Obviously,
we already got the game out, so we got to check that off. We kind of jumped around, and we're about to check off the merch store too. The merch store is dropping very soon, and we'll be able to ship across the board internationally, no problem. And we have well over 50 different items that we're already packing out for our first run of merch. It's gonna be quite, we want to be a one-stop shop. That's really the goal here. It's just a one-stop shop. This is deeper just than the returns. We're showing you and spelling out in a clear way, better than most, on how we get it. And how we're going to make sure that the community gets it rightfully what's theirs, safely and securely for years to become. But then we also broaden that up and show that, hey, man, this is a membership. This is really a community that's bent on being for the people, by the people, and fighting the good fight, And we're here for the long term. You want to show them the pasture? You want to scroll down to the pasture?
Yeah, but I want to ask you about this first. Because I've been kind of holding off asking you about breed. Because I heard you talk about it before once.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to see if I got it right.
Okay.
All right. So if I have a pocket cow and I send it to the pasture, right? Mm-hmm. That pocket cow can breed, right?
Right. If you have two pocket cows.
If I send two, then I can breed them two.
Correct. Two or higher.
So not only am I getting returns back on all the cells from my pocket cows that I sent to the pasture. Now explain to me how my breeding works.
Yeah. So, we get hit with this question of what if all the pocket cows get sent to the pasture? What if that happens? And the likelihood of that happening is not high, but it's still a real chance. And what we do to counter that is once you send at least 2 or more pocket cows to the pasture, you're now eligible for breeding. Breeding now is a whole nother level of gamifying in a sense. What do I mean by that? If you're sending 2 rare cows to the pasture, you're going to produce a rare baby calf. If you're sending 2 common cows to the pasture, you're going to produce a common baby calf. If you're just sending random cows because you want to increase your passive Ethereum flow from secondary sales, you're going to get a game of chance of what you may get. There are no wrong choices in this collection. If you're a rare breeder, if you got a stud and you want to keep breeding that and you're sending rares to the pasture, you're ensuring that everybody that has a common cow, that their value goes up, that their common cows become more rare. If you're a common breeder and you're sending straight commons to the pasture, you're leaving nothing but rare cows in circulation. And we know what that would do to the floor price. So there are no wrong turns here. We just ask that you be very careful on what you do, because once you send to the pasture, it's irreversible. So if you contaminated your pasture and you were trying to build nothing but rare baby calves, and then one day you accidentally send a common, that's it. There's no return, there's no reverse, there's no undoing. And the same vice versa, if you're just sending a bunch of commons and then one day you send a rare, you may have increased your chances of getting more rare traits on your baby calf that's being produced over a period of time.
So that's why it's so important to really make good decisions on what you send to your pasture and what you keep in your wallet for your floor price, right? Because
exactly,
if you're just trying to get all rares and you're trying to really build out your pasture to be one of the high breeding pastures,
the top ones,
then you're not trying to send comments there, right?
Exactly.
But if you're just trying to contribute to the breeding process, then you can send your comments, right?
Yeah. You're going to get those people that realize if I send 2 pocket cows and you only have 1 pocket cow in the pasture, I get twice as much on the secondary sales than you would. And when people realize that, we already got people that send 5, 6, 7 cows to the pasture just to 7x, 10x their returns on the secondary sales. So you're going to, again, there's no wrong choices, because if you're just focusing on just getting your passive ETH, that's your right. That's your right as a user to use this technology how you please. But you're going to get those that understand that breeding may even open up the door to more streams if they produce the right baby calves. And of course, the baby calves, they have their own set utilities as well. They inherit the burning feature, and they also have a corresponding other feature that I'll get into at that period of date. It still hasn't been done on chain, so I don't want to push that out just yet, but definitely.
Okay. So tell me how I get in this pasture right here.
So as you can see from the pasture right there, as a community, we have already sent 104 cows to the pasture. That's over 1% of our entire supply of all the cows that will ever be produced. And that's over 10% of how many cows have already been minted. So that equates to over 6 Ethereum right now that the community has already sent off to the pasture or have already burnt. If you scroll up to that upper right corner of the pasture, that green, go up. No, just scroll up a little bit more. You see that little green question mark right there in the corner?
This one right here?
Yep, click on it. And that opens up a tutorial to explain the pasture for those that want to know more details and may have missed something. But I just wanted to point out that detail that we have tutorials all over this place. Play around, poke around, click some buttons and see what it do.
And that's one thing that I noticed on this website as well. You can't get lost because there's tutorials all over the place. Like
right.
if you're really trying to figure out the pasture, you're really trying to figure out how to mint, or if you're really trying to figure out what to do, there's like a minute video that just breaks it down for you.
Right.
Like quick. Like here's what you got to do, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
we want to be as hands off as possible, you know.
yeah.
You know, and as you see right now, you're disconnected. You will have to connect your wallet. And once it says disconnected there, once you connect your wallet, it will display the cows that you have in your wallet, and you will go through each cow and you will select the cow you want to send to pasture. You click the send to pasture button,
Right.
and then a warning sign comes up that literally explains, are you sure you want to do this? Because once you do it, you cannot reverse the process. It's gone forever. And there it is. And then you see that bar right there that says connect wallet. That
Yep.
will be the bar that shows how much Ethereum you have accumulated passively. And
Okay.
we have already, just by while we're minting out, we already have secondary sales already tracking. So we already have members posting pictures of how much they accumulated off of secondary sales. And that's pretty honorable to say that as we're minting out and as we're onboarding and looking for our people to join our family, we got secondary sales happening, and we've already burnt over 104 cows in the pasture, already sent them off, you know. So the collection is getting smaller as we're minting, and we're already getting secondary traction.
So this all I want people to understand what you're saying, because I think it's important. These utilities are already up and running. This
Correct.
isn't something that the community's waiting for. They're not waiting for the pasture to be built. The pasture's built, right? They're not waiting for the game to be built. It's built already and ready to go, and people are playing it. And they're not waiting for passive rewards because they're already coming in, because there's already secondary sales here. So all this stuff is ready to go right now.
Yep.
That's important.
Yeah. I hate being that guy that just talks about what we're going to do. I really want to like bring it forth. That's why even as a developer, I hate even giving out deadline dates, because it's really hard to really get things to come out on exact dates. But one thing for sure is I wanted all of our community members to understand and see the value that they're getting instantly by owning a cow, by already having dual utility and dual purposes for what you can do with your cow. You know, you want to compete, go ahead and compete with our video game. You want to send it off to the pasture, set it and forget it, and come in every now and then on our website and check how much you accumulated. That's your right. If you want to hold it for the back ends on what it's going to do with appreciation over time, that is also your right. But we want to give you reasons to buy, hold, sell, and even burn your token.
You want to answer Big Watch's question here? It says I'm a little late, but hold on, what did he say? Screen just jumped on me. But
Yeah.
you earn ETH just by holding on to these NFTs. No, you earn ETH when you send them to the pasture.
Correct. Yeah.
So
just by holding it, you don't earn ETH. You have to send your cow off to the pasture. So the pasture is holding your cow now. You know, you will be the last owner on chain to own that specific cow. But in return, now you can start. You're our first in line to get secondary sales before the company, before the team. That's how the pasture works. Think of it like a blender that as soon as you put Ethereum in it, it dices it all up, chops it all up, and splits it up. And that's per cow, not per user, per cow. So if you have 5 cows in it and I only have 1 cow, you get 5 times the amount of ETH than I would have. You know, we want to incentivize and promote and encourage people to utilize all of our utility. So if you're the type that are used to holding things and getting rewarded for it, or set it and forget it, send it to the pasture, set it and forget it.
Yeah, set it and forget it. Because when you send it to the pasture, I mean, you're getting that passive, and this is something that I think is very interesting about this project. You're getting that passive income for life. So every time another cow is sold, you get a cut of that for life. So, you know, it's crazy to think about when we start talking about for life, right?
For life.
For life. So, but I see you and we talked a little bit about you Toro being one of the devs, and you have another dev who you said was the designer of the cows. You want to talk a little bit about him and what his role is?
Yeah, so Joe Sagittarius is one of my best friends. I've known him for almost a decade now. He actually not only did he spend 4 months day in, day out doing the art, over 284 properties and traits for all the cows. That's why we have such a unique one-of-one rotation. But he also built the Python script generator that compiled all the properties to make them at random. So we didn't do any preset art implemented into it saying these cows will come out this way. We'll have signature cows. We left it up to a game of chance. Once 284 properties and traits were done, we slapped it in the generator and it generated a mass of 10,000 cows, unique one-of-one. So even to us, it's a blind mint. We're not looking into the PFS files. My community has seen me mint plenty of times straight up. And I got a lot of comments, like I want to get some real, but it opened me up to start trading and start haggling and start bartering and try to I paid for cows on secondary sales myself, if I really, because it's I understand the value of this collection and I want to get at least a couple rare ones in, but it's all a game of chance. This is all a game of chance once you mint. It's like opening up a brand new pack of basketball cards or baseball cards or Pokemon cards. You don't know what you're gonna get. It could be rare, it could be common, but at the end of the day, you know that it holds value, period, by being a part of this collection.
I think ASR fan says it good. She says, for life, talk about a cash cow.
Eve cow, we've been learning from our lawyers to say the right things. Passive Eve.
Yes, passive Eve
cow. We can't put out cash cow, but it's literally a cow. If you think about it, that takes care of your pockets. I've never seen art that has provided so much leeway for the common holder, for the common man and women, a new route. And we feel that this will be a new standard when it comes to Web3 companies, that you're literally giving up the longevity and the direction up to the community, to the people that actually use it to determine the value of everything. And I think that, we say this every day, our people are out there and we're just waiting to connect with them. We're looking for community leaders. We have community leaders in Japan. We have Moldova, UK, South America, Uruguay, all of that. It's just we're looking for those that understand what we bring and see that, we're not promising you the moon overnight, but the cow will jump over the moon eventually. It's literally every new holder, every new mint is a countdown to the finish line. And we're already well off almost into 12% organically just by spreading the word, of the herd.
And tell me again, how many have you burned so far of your total supply?
104 cows. That's 1% of the entire supply and over 10% of what's already been minted. So at this rate, if we keep just going at this base rate, by the time we mint out, over 1,000 cows will already be in a pasture. Then you throw on the other 1,000 cows that the company reserves. And then you throw on the fact that if you mint 10 at a time, you get 1 cow extra. So that's another 10% of our collection. So we're literally looking at anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000 cows that will actually be available to the public off the initial mint, not a full 10,000.
So yeah, you buy 10, get 1 free.
Correct.
Right there. Right when you mint out. Right here.
Even when you play with the numbers, the wording changes once you get to 10, letting you know you get a bonus. When you see that +1 sign, to show them a little demonstration. These are all buttons, by the way, guys. So when you click on that +1 sign right there by the mint, right there where it says mint, to the right, the right box.
It says how to mint,
and +1. You see,
right there.
Yeah, that's the -1, the other side.
Okay.
Right there. Now click it. Let's click it up to 10. Look at that.
I'm clicking. It ain't moving.
Might be. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. And look, see? Bonus get a 10. So it might be a little lag, but it's definitely there. And another thing is, which I want to stress, our contracts were audited by Immune Bytes. For those that don't know that team, that's the same team that audited Bulls and Apes and Swissborg and a lot of well-known projects. And we passed their audit with flying colors. And that's public for everybody to see. So just hold that a note. And for those that are like, oh, I'm worried about connecting to new websites, 1,186 tries have attempted before you, and they've all been successful. So that should already tell you from having public audits done that we paid out of pocket and having 1,186 cows already minted that this is safe and secure.
So Maddie wants to know how much is a cow.
The cows are 0.06 ETH. You know, maybe some people may think that's a little too high. Maybe people feel it's a little too low. We kept it like that because no matter what, coarsely, for what you're getting, that's a small fee overall long term. And then all I ask is compare us to any other NFT project, whether big or small, the top 10 projects, product versus product, not communities, not influencers, but the product versus product. And you will see that 0.06, 0.06 ETH, not even a whole 0.1, 0.06 ETH is a very valuable acquisition for one of these cows. And again, it's hard coded. So we're locked out of the contract to the point that we cannot even change the price. That's going to be the price forever. 0.06 ETH forever. And we've been able to do it through the bear market, and we'll definitely do it through the bull market. You know, it's a coarsely perfect, groundbreaking price that we know that our cows will not go under. 369, baby, for those that know.
So this contract's hard coded. You guys can't even change it. You guys can't do anything.
Right.
So 6s, Daniel. Okay. All right. So Kelcher's on these 6s. They're like her lucky numbers lately. Yeah. So you guys want to see what these cows look like?
Okay, so that's our OG collection. So that's not the actual pocket cows as we know it. So those were our 20 cows that we started off just so we can get enough money to test the waters. These don't have any utility. The only utility they have is that they allow you to get into a private room. And then when you go down, I saw some actual current pocket cows right there. Those are our pocket cows currently in this collection. So if you click on any of those, and then you click on Pocket Cows collection up in right there by the heart in the corner of the image. Right there, you see the heart, you see that Pocket Cows that in blue words. Right there. Yep. Right there. Click it there. Boom. And look at that. And now a lot of people want to know, how can you tell if a cow is rare? How can you tell if a cow is common? If you click on any cow and you scroll down below it, it will literally state out all the properties and traits and the percentage that it weighs. So let's just click on a random cow right quick.
I'll just click on this one.
Okay, now scroll down. Boom, right there. So you see this one has six traits on it. And you can clearly see from the percentages that they're quite low. I think all of them are below 10%, are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Almost all of them are below 10%. So the name of the game is to get as many properties and traits as possible, but get the number as low as possible, because it's really hard. The more traits that it has, that one of them might be 20% or 25%. But if you got something that's 7, 8 traits, even 3 traits, and it's all below 10%, that's a really good odds of that cow staying rare, especially with this burning mechanism, which constantly is changing the numbers and the percentage of the cows.
So these cows are pretty cool. And these are just the ones on OpenSea, right? I'm on OpenSea. So these are just the ones on OpenSea. What other chains are you guys on?
Rareable, Looks Rare, which they all show all the cows. So these are basically all the cows that have been minted so far. You know, so you'll see the same cows on Rareable. You see the same cows on Looks Rare. We're even on the X2Y2. You know, so we're on a couple exchanges, but those are the 3 main exchanges that we push forward: is OpenSea, Looks Rare, and Rareable.
Okay, and you said it right. Like they're all 0.06. You can click on them. Like, not this one, of course.
Yeah. So these are on OpenSea. So it's kind of like an eBay or Amazon where people are setting their own price. And this is where you'll see the secondary sales happen, because people are putting their own prices and making their own offers. So you're just seeing the ones that have been unwrapped from the wrapper and they're out on the market. A lot of them are not for sale, but some are. those cows. Look at that, man. Look at those cows, man. Those are really cool. Like that's a good looking cow.
This one right here.
And let's click on the percentages and see how rare that one is.
This one right here.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. You know, so this one has 8 traits and they're all pretty low. They're almost all pretty low. Let me see. Wow, except for the nose. Even one of them is below 1% of the collection has the dino skin. So if you have a cow with a dino skin, and if you scroll up, that's the only cow with a tail that's being seen in our NFT as well. So those little things are what collectors go crazy about. You know, those small little details that you notice about one cow that most cows don't have. So, you know, definitely think about the collectability when it comes to this project. Not only what it can do for your wallet, but what it can do long term for collectability and showcasing the appreciation of constantly rising sustainable value.
I'm liking what I'm seeing, and there's a lot that are sitting on OpenSea. Obviously people have minted them, right? So they're sitting here. Not all of them are for sale.
Yeah, but none of those are for sale that you see because none of them have a price underneath them.
Right. You know? So I was kind of going back. I was looking to see who had them for sale, but no, these are all sitting here, guys. Like nobody, there's not a lot here. So if you're flipping, so
you can't buy none of those right now. You can make an offer. You can make an offer and hopefully they accept it if they see it, you know. But
you can always make an offer, right? Everything got a price on it, right?
Oh yeah,
everything. So I kept you for about an hour. I wanted to hit because you're in the NFT space and you're big in the NFT space. So we had a little bit of issue in the NFT space with Top Shot, right?
Correct.
You know, and Top Shot in the SEC. You know, they're not getting along right now. So
yeah, it's looking bad for them right now.
Yeah. So what is how's Pocket Cow different than that? You know, what have you guys done to protect yourself? You know,
so fundamentally to the core, how we built our project was to intentionally violate the Howey test, HOWEY. For those that don't know about the Howey test, that is an act that was passed in 1833 to classify assets as whether they are security or not a security. And it's a 3-pronged test, and we violate 2 out of the 3. We don't have a common pooling of enterprise of people's funds with some type of yield. Again, we don't stake. We don't even stake at all. So there's no need for us to be on the radar from there. You know, we do not encourage people to stake. We actually encourage people to destroy their tokens. We do not promise you a specific form of income because you guys are not employed. Top Shop, what they were doing was pretty much orchestrating a Ponzi and using the value of well-known celebrities and their distribution as a form of a way to kind of capture a percentage of the market for a certain time being, even accepting credit card payment processing and straight up national fiats and exposing themselves to the Western customer marketplace without being compliant for their assets. We, on the other hand, took our initiative to retain a lawyer, Gregory Cholin, that has a strong relationship with the SEC to guide us formatally as we progressively develop this project ongoing. And we have a whole article that proves why proof of harvest is actually superior versus proof of stake. It's called Proof of Stake versus Proof of Harvest. You guys should check it out. It's on our Medium and also on our Reddit. And it really talks into depths about how we stay compliant and how we cannot be viewed with current terms and laws that precede SEC that's been ruling since the 1830s. So, you know, my heart goes out to those that have supported NBA Top Shop. Even I bought NBA Top Shop thinking it was going to be something, and it ended up turning just to be a cash grab. And we're seeing that regular basketball cards are back being sold higher than the NFT versions of these basketball cards. And it's counteractive, counterproductive on what we're trying to do with the Web3. It's actually holding an anchor and a way back and actually smudging the face of what NFTs should be. So my heart goes out to those guys, over there.
So you basically said we're going to take the Howie test and
Yeah,
we're going to purposely violate 2 out of the 3 prongs so you can consider us a security. We're going
correct.
to write our contract that way, and then we're going to consult a lawyer and make sure that we did it the right way.
Correct. Though it was expensive in my eyes, you cannot put a price on longevity. And mind you, we've been out since 2021. All this talk about the SEC and NFTs is just now uprooting now. So we foresaw this future happening because we knew what was happening to DeFi. Why would it not comply to something over here? And we wanted to stay within the guidelines of what NFTs bring. It's literally in the name, non-fungible token, non-fungible. So we're not even interested in creating a subsidiary currency to pay people to stake and reward. We actually looked into the process of registering as a security, what it was going to take and what it was going to cost. It's way out of our budget line, and we're talking approximately 2 to 3 years of a process of going through verifications, basically a cavity search of your life, and just to be compliant to rules that could change in the future. We stayed flexible. We stayed in the middle, stayed neutral, and until we get clear guidelines, that's exactly where we're going to stay with this, guys. So we intentionally violated the Howie test by 2 out of the 3 prongs. If we could have did all 3, we would have, but it was nearly impossible because, it's overall a gathering of body of people, so we were very confident in the future, and unless new guidelines come out, we'll be open to it and hearing it, but we're fully compliant, and we don't see that some of these things changing because it would undermine the same assets that the United States protects literally with our military at that point. So we're good.
Nice. I'm glad you guys, that should make the investors feel comfortable that you guys have taken them steps to ensure that, nobody has a crystal ball and can see into the future, right? But at least you guys have taken the steps to ensure that, you're setting yourself up for success in the future and have, sought, legal guidance to make sure that you're good. Instead of just going out here and throwing things at the wall and hoping, and taking people's money on a hope and a prayer, right? So, that should make investors feel real comfortable. I think.
Yeah, we want to be here for the long term. I want this project to outlive me. That's my dream. That was my intentions from the very beginning, that, beyond my last breath, that this project will still remain. And I can't be more proud of the team that I formed. I'm glad I did it with my friends. I'm glad I did it with people I could trust. And no matter what, they can never take it from us. A couple kids, minority kids from the southern part of Miami, not born with a silver spoon, figured it out and created history. And because of that, we became the first NFT to introduce a deflationary token on the chain when it comes to Web3 and when it comes to these digital collectible assets. And we're proud of it. And we believe that one day proof of work will be a thing of the past outside of Bitcoin, and proof of harvest will be the thing of the now for ongoing. And this is just great to be a part of the innovation pushing the technology forward, honestly.
And isn't that what crypto is built around? A bunch of average people having a chance to make it,
Bingo.
giving the average man or the average woman or the average person, whoever you are, the ability to play around in the same pool as the big boys, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what crypto is built upon. So the fact that, Toro, I got a lot of respect for you, man. We've talked offline a couple times, man.
Likewise.
And the fact that, there's two minority kids from South Florida figured this thing out and went and put together proof of harvest type of contracts and came out with some pocket cows and started to change the NFT landscape a little bit. That's, to me, that's what crypto is all about. At the end of the day.
Absolutely. And I don't think that we should ever shift from that notion of what true decentralized power looks like. It's empowering those that have been subjected to being at the bottom of the totem pole for so long. It gives them a voice, and it actually constructs equality. Name another project, whether in the top 10, top 50, that compares product versus what we did. And we're indie developers with no type of crazy financial backing, no privatized investing, just crowdfunded from the people that believed in us. And we were able to do this. So imagine what we could do when we actually get the conviction of the market and your support. You know, we can do leaps and bounds. We'll probably run circles around a lot of them. So, and actually create a new standard of what people demand from developers from here on out, locking themselves out of their contract so they don't compromise it. Extra layers of security, legal compliancy within the United States market if you're going to actually expose your clientele, your project to that clientele base. You know, like there's a lot of moving variables and a lot of pieces that equate to success. And I'm not saying that we figured out everything, but we're ahead of the curve when it comes to a lot of the noise that we could have been in conjunction with. And I'm just happy that we're able to stabilize throughout all of that and continue growing. That's truly the blessing, to wake up every day and walk with affirmation of being within my purpose, and to be armed with other young men that believe in this form and fashion, and to connect to all likes of men and women around the world.
And what I want to point out to everybody who's not already in the Pocket Cow community that's in this chat right now is right up top of their webpage is a link to every single one of their socials. You know, you have Discord, you have Twitter, you know, click on these, join their Discord, hang out in their Twitter. And I want to show you their Twitter page right now. Looks like there's 3,525 followers on here. So you guys are moving along pretty good, man. You guys are moving along at a pretty good clip. But one of the things that I always look at in any crypto project or NFT project is how you know Twitter runs cryptocurrency, right? Like everybody's on Twitter. So
right.
How active are the developers on their Twitter page? And you know, these posts come from, you know, just a couple of days ago, right? And 10 hours ago here, 7 hours ago here. You know, and when you flip down through here, it's every day, you know, multiple times a day. People are sharing on here. People are posting on here. The community's on here. They're engaged. You know, and there's no negativity. They're engaged. It's positive. It's welcoming. So these are the types of things that I look for in projects that are going to be here for long term. Is a lot of these community things, and you can tell a lot from somebody's Twitter feed and how often they post, and that will tell you how engaged the community is and how engaged some of the developers are. So yours is very active, very, very, very active, and that's one of the things that stuck out to me too.
You know, coming from experience and being rugged so many times, one of the first red flags is when they cut off communication to you.
That's why I go there. That's why I always look and see how often are they posting. Because when your devs and your community stop posting, it might be time to sell.
It never fails, man. That's the first thing that goes with communication, man. Oh man, it's so true.
But you guys don't have that problem, man. You guys have a really, really engaged community. They're engaged in the product, in the project.
We're family, man. We're family. Like we treat each other literally like family. We look out for each other. Whenever I can have excess dough, I send everybody free merchandise, free t-shirts, whatever. It's like I just want to keep. I can never say thank you enough to people that trusted a bunch of kids from the South Side to do something. You know.
Well, not only did they trust a bunch of kids to do something, but you guys are actually doing it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, I mean, why wouldn't they trust you right now? Right? Why not? Because you guys are doing it, right? Like, what you guys have going on is so unique in this space that, you know, why question you now? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of dusted that off your shoulders already. You're over that. You know what I mean? You've already proved it. Now it's just a matter of getting it out there to the masses, right?
Exactly.
So
Visibility is key, man. And I thank you for helping with the good fight of actually creating that visibility for us too, man.
no problem. Any little thing I can do for you for the Pocket Cows, I'm gonna do. You know, I think that this project is so undervalued right now in this space. It's so unique. It's so different. It just makes sense to what cryptocurrency and NFTs should be. That you know, I think the project's undervalued. I think people don't see it enough. You know, so the more eyes we can get on it, I think I want to see you guys blow up, man. I want to see you guys explode, man. So
We all grow together, man. We definitely
you guys
we
deserve it.
Together. What's up?
You guys deserve it, man. You guys really do. For what you guys created, and what the community has created, you know, everybody deserves to come up together. You know, everybody that was there that early deserves to come up together and really have and really make this thing special, man. So
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
So you know, that's all I have for you today, Toro. But I want you to close us out, man. I want you to close us out.
Shout out to everybody that showed up today, man, to support us, man. Definitely give this make sure you like and subscribe, leave comments. It goes a long way. I didn't pay this man for this. This guy did this out of kindness of the heart because he saw the value that we bring, and we need to keep pushing people like this into the space to counteract the toxic division that's been going on in the space. Shout out to all of you guys that's repping the herd. I see a lot of cows with the PFPs on here. Thank you, God, for tweeting, staying on the pace with us on this journey, advocating, and we got more in store for you guys. Don't forget the merch store is coming out very soon. Get you a hoodie, get you some sweats, sports bra, some cell phone cases, water bottles, baby clothes, even clothes for your dog is all on there, man. And we gonna keep going up. Look out for our next checkpoint on our productivities and our roadmap. And love y'all, man. Thanks.
Yeah. Everybody have a great night. Thank you guys for tuning in. And man, only thing I can say is I'll close you out with one of these, Toro. Move.
You know what it move. Appreciate you, Daniel.